Do you guys literally want to see my notes that I have written here? I usually write notes for these videos because I can never remember what I want to say. So, literally, oh my gosh. Literally. Jonah, just, oh my gosh. Lit as usual, cute as usual, Japanese J-Hope, lit as you. Yeah, so not very complicated or detailed or anything. It's just, oh my gosh. It's just me talking about my feelings for however long this video is going to turn out to be. If it's too long, just, I'm sorry. Hi guys. So, I just got back from Fukuoka where I saw BTS live at their concert for the Wings Tour Japan edition. It was great. It was great. So I just want to share my experience with you guys. So hopefully this video won't become as long as the Seoul one. But yeah, let's get started. So for the tickets, I think only official Japanese armies can get tickets. Like you have to be in the official Japan fan club. And so that was like in January or February or something. So you go online and you like just buy a general ticket. Like you can't select your seats or anything. It's the same as a fan meeting one. So you just buy it, and then within a week you go to the convenience store and input your like order number or whatever and pay. So you just pay. And then 1 week, 2 weeks before the actual concert, you go back to the convenience store and show them the receipt that you paid, and then the machine like generates a random seat assignment, so like everyone pays the same amount for wherever you sit. And of course I got the farthest seat from the stage. The farthest, literally. I was like at the very back. But I mean, I guess that's just my fate for the Wings Tour series in general, because I was on the 4th floor for the Gochok Seoul one too. So I was just like, well, I guess that's fate. But it was fun. It was fun anyway. Moving on. So the venue, it was at Marine Messi, like the auditorium was called Marine Messi Fukuoka. And yeah, it was pretty small compared to Gochok, the Gochok Dome, but it was decent size. Like I heard in Hiroshima, they didn't even have the extended stage, you know, like the main stage and then the little square in the middle. And yeah, they didn't even have that apparently. They did have an extended stage at Fukuoka, which is, I was grateful. But they didn't have much space, so they didn't have those like weird car thingies like with the wings, you know, like two members stand on it each and like they go around. I'll put a picture somewhere. I can't explain it, but yeah, they didn't have that really, but I mean, it was pretty good. And yeah, so I went and saw them on the 25th, like yesterday, Sunday. So I went on the 24th, one day in advance, to buy the goods and stuff because I wanted to be like free and happy on the concert day itself. So I went on the 24th at 6 a.m. and the goods thing opens like at 11 a.m. So, and I got my goods at 12:30 a.m. So I stood in line for 6.5 hours, but you know, that's pretty normal. It's like I stood longer in Seoul and I still couldn't get what I wanted. So that's the reality of concerts. Anyway, I stood in line. I actually made some friends in line because like when you stand next to the same person for 6 hours and they love BTS too, you become friends. So I made a few friends, and it was raining, which was kind of unfortunate, but take a look at the line. So when I first went, it was like this. And then because I went early, I was kind of like at the front-ish part of the line, but 30 minutes later, it was this. And then another 30 minutes later, it was double. And then another 30 minutes later, it was triple. So you can see like there was just more and more fans. But yeah, when you get to the front-ish, like when you actually get close to buying the goods, this is what that looks like. Okay, so here's a little sneak peek at what I bought, like the merchandise. So I bought the photo card version 2. So version 1, which they sold at Seoul, which I wasn't able to get because it was sold out, was white. Looked just like this but white, but I got version 2. It's black and it's really cute. The pictures are the same setting, like the kind of like dreamy, cloudy, like they're all just, yeah, dreamy, that kind of setting. And then I got this for a few people who wanted it. Like I didn't get it for myself, but it's the brooch thingy. Brooch, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, this is J-Hope's version, but they have one for each member. And since I like all of them and I don't have a bias, it's like I can either get all 7 or none, and I don't have that much money, so I didn't get any. And then I really wanted this because I have 1 keychain from every time I saw BTS live. So I have 3 so far, and now I have 4. I bought, oh my gosh, wait a second. So this is the key ring, and it's really pretty, and I'm so glad I got it because I think it's one of the most, it looks so fancy. And yeah, it's like you can only get it in Japan, like at the Japanese concerts. So now I have 4, yeah. And I think this one, it's the hand mirror. And it's one of the most beautiful, it's one of my favorite merchandise, like BTS merchandise ever. Aside, like the other one is, you know the mini keychain army bomb? I love that. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites. And this one is one of my favorites too. It's just so classy. Oh my gosh, just look at this. Do you see this? Do you see this little charm? Oh my gosh. I was like freaking out. So this, and then it says the Wings Tour. Then you kind of take it out of its case. It's up here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. Anyway, yeah, got these things. Stood in line 6.5 hours for this. Worth it. Worth it. Anyway, yeah, those are the spoils of war. In general, Fukuoka, like, we stood for the whole thing except for the videos. Like when they play the videos in between, like when the members are changing or whatever, we stood for the whole thing. So it was like a standing concert, I guess. But yeah, I was pretty surprised about that. And there was a lot of applause. Like I'll talk about this later, but yeah, everyone's really quiet when the members are talking, and there's a lot of applause. And we stood for the whole thing, so that was great. So this time for the concert itself, it didn't really take many fan cams because I was like, it's my last concert for a while. I probably will never see them again in the near future. So I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this whole thing. I did get a few fan cams, and I'll put that at the end. But yeah, this was what the inside looked like. So as you can see, it's kind of far from the stage. Yeah, my ultimate goal is to be like kind of close and get, like, I want the water from the cipher to like reach me. That would be great. But anyway, that was how it was. And at the entrance, they gave us a slogan. Like, I think, yeah. So you see like BTS pose with the slogans like after all their concerts. So they gave us this slogan for the 25th in Fukuoka. It's really nice. It has a lot of stuff written on it. And it says 서로 멀리 있어도 마음과 마음은 이어져 있어. So that means like even if we are far apart, your heart and my heart, like our hearts are connected. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna keep that forever. That one, and oh my gosh, dropping everything. That one and this one, I'm gonna like frame these two. Keep them forever. In memory of how I was once able to see them in concert. Yeah. Oh, seem to have knocked the camera over. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So they were playing the, as usual, same as the Japanese fan meeting. They were playing the, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, oh, I'm blanking out. They're playing the intros, as in, not intros, but the music videos. So Japanese versions when there are Japanese versions, and then the Korean versions when there are no Japanese versions. So they were playing that. And then, of course, so I went in at 4 o'clock, and the concert starts at 5. So when it like started, it was like 4:55. They started playing Chiyase Namida, the Japanese version of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, like at full volume. Everyone went crazy. It's great. And we did all the fan chants and everything, and it's great. And then, yeah, as usual, the video started playing, and yeah, that was the start of the concert. Anyway, so I'm gonna go through the set list a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so going through the set list, the first was Not Today. And that was lit as usual. Oh my gosh, you know, when the dun, it's just, it's a killer beginning, as always. So I think this time, because I've already seen like set list is the same except for some songs are Japanese, because I already knew like, knew what kind of things are coming. I wasn't as like crazily, insanely excited. Like I was able to like actually have fun and like observe things and stuff. I wasn't like going crazy that it was my first concert. Like Seoul, I was just like, no one's seen this choreo before. No one has like seen anything about Not Today. The music video is not out. I need to like get hyper excited. This time I was just like, yes, lit. So it was great. Yeah, and even though they do have a Japanese version for Not Today, they just did the usual version. So yay. And then was 21st Century Girl? What is that song called? Well, can't actually remember what that song's called. Yeah, you know, 20세기 소녀, 21세기 소녀. Yeah, 21st Century Girls. I don't know. Anyway, it was that. And I think it was also the Japanese version, but the you, that part was really cute. Like, yeah, it was cute. And then Bepse. That was Japanese version, so I was like, I kind of sang along to every single song this time because I knew all the lyrics, and I don't know, it was just like karaoke with BTS, so I started like screaming the Korean version, and then I realized it was Japanese. I was like, oh, okay, and then I do know the Japanese lyrics kind of also, but yeah, that was fun. Oh my god, J-Hope's dance break at the end, you know, it's pretty lit, you know, yeah, as always. And then Joro, they played Joro, and that was also lit, as usual. It's like, I can't really say anything more about this because it's always lit. So, yeah. And then Jungkook's solo, Begin, was great. It was surprisingly quiet because I think everyone was just like mesmerized by his choreo. It's just like, in Seoul, everyone was kind of always screaming and always cheering, but this time it was like quiet until like a part came where everyone's like, woohoo, but yeah, it was good. He hit all them notes, it was good. And then Lie, usually Jimin does Lie on the extended stage, like the square stage in the middle, but this time he just did it at the main stage, so, I mean, it was still great. Yeah, it was still great. He put on like the blindfold and then took it off. And then at the end, there was like a huge chandelier that comes down. It's like, there's always a chandelier when he's performing. Yeah. And then was First Love for Suga. And yeah, they had the piano and stuff. I guess it must be like light. How did they like bring that piano everywhere? Like, you just ship it from Korea or something? I have no idea. But the piano was there. And then, you know, it's kind of, since I recently did a tutorial, I mean, I was able to sing along too. And then I realized, like, you know, it's actually 내 기억의 그 속 한켠에 자리 잡은 갈색 piano. It's like one tone. But how he does it live is like, 한켠에 자리 잡은 갈색 piano. It's kind of like different. So I was just like, oh. So yeah, it was great. In the end, he like sat down his piano and went down his piano. It was great. Same as usual, but it was great. And then was Lost. Yeah, that was great too. They all wore the same red costumes, and yeah, they were on the center stage. And I recently like noticed that the choreo was really cute. I was just like, wow, good job backup dancers. I was just like noticing all these things that you can't notice if you're too overwhelmed. So I was just like, I'm a pro now. Yeah, not really. But yeah, it was great. And then they had Save Me. Yeah, Save Me was the Japanese version, and it was great. And you know, in Rap Monsters part, it's like, thank you, kimi ga subete. It's like, instead of uri ga doejiso. You know, it's like the same thing, but it was great. It was great, all the fans did it, and it was, yeah, success. And then was I Need You, which was also in Japanese. And, I mean, it was as good, yeah. I do like the Japanese versions of, like, some songs, not their earlier songs, but, yeah, I do like the, from I Need You is okay. Before that, yeah. Anyway, next was Reflection, and there was like the whale, and they had that huge staircase thing where he like slowly goes up as he sings a song and stuff, and the phone booth at the end. And yeah, they had the staircase thing, and then you know how the Brazil armies or whoever like did the I wish I could love myself, we love you, and like the unofficial fan chant. Here in Japan, it's I wish I could love myself, Kim Nam-jun. So the fan chant was Kim Nam-jun, which went really nicely. And then after he said, I wish I could love myself, the rest of it he says, I wish you could love yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're promoting self-appreciation. Love that. So he was like, I wish you could love yourself, Kim Nam-jun. It was great. Yeah, and then he went into the phone booth. And then, Taehyung's Stigma. He came out of the phone booth as usual, and oh my gosh, his vocals were on point. He hit all the high notes, did everything perfectly. And in the end, oh my gosh, there was this video in Saitama where he was being just really rude. So if you just look up V Stigma Saitama, I don't know which day it was. He was just being, it's just that smirk he does, so rude. But this time too, he finished, and then you know. Na 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 제발. And then he was just like, I was like, nope, I'm done. Anyway, yeah, that was unbelievable. Anyway, for Mama, J-Hope was just, he was being the most extra person on the entire universe. Oh my gosh. So he comes out, he was wearing like a white hoodie and a white hat, and then I think it was the same for everything. I was just noticing all these things recently, I mean at this concert, because I don't know. Anyway, but he was wearing a white hoodie and a white hat, and he was sitting on a chair, and he was like all like sleepy, and then suddenly he like wakes up and smiles. I'm gonna put a video somewhere, and it's gonna be great, maybe like right now. But yeah, it's I was like, I'm dead. I died that moment. But then realized he takes off his white cap and then his white hoodie, and then he has like his shiny jacket, you know, his usual costume, and I was like, oh, okay. Didn't really notice that before. But yeah, you know, it was the same as usual. They didn't have the whole orchestra people, not orchestra, but the choir people they had in Seoul. But yeah, they had the people doing the hey mama, na 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 na. It was great. Anyway, I love Mama live. It's great. And then was Jin's Awake. Of course, everyone was in tears again, because who cannot be in tears when Awake starts? It's just really emotional song. But yeah, Jin did really well, hit all the notes, and yeah, you can really see he like really tries hard when he sings. Like the effort and the emotion together just make Awake a beautiful song. But at the end, oh my gosh, you know, for the concert version of Awake, the end, it ends like how the short film ends. So I'll just put it somewhere here so you guys can refresh your memories. But it's just the instrumental at the end, and then everyone is like, we're already standing, but everyone like applauded, so it was like a standing ovation. So it's just the instrumental and Jin on stage like being all emotional and like applause. It was great. I was like, oh, I was just like, this is great. It was just appreciation 100%. Yeah, but then after that, oh my god, Cypher, I can't even. Cypher Live is just, I can't even, like, I literally wrapped the entire thing along. It's just the best. Anyway, Namjoon was in sunglasses. I was just like, I can't take it when they wear sunglasses. And yeah, Suga threw water at the end, which is great. I heard he didn't do it on the first day. I was like, bruh, you gotta throw the water. And then was Fire in Japanese version, which is also pretty nice. And it was really lit. And Suga also threw water at the end of Fire. So I was like, wow, got some water to spare, huh? But yeah, and then they had the whole throwback medley, like No More Dream. This one, honestly, personally, I can't even take the old Japanese songs seriously. Like, if you know Japanese and you understand the lyrics, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, baby, why you so nanny go away? I can't even think about it without laughing. It's just too funny. I'm sorry. It's great, but it's really funny. So they did No More Dream, 상남자, Danger, and Run, all in Japanese. And like the fans all knew all the lyrics, so sometimes they would just start singing and we like, not we, because I didn't really know the lyrics, but everyone else would sing along. That was great. That was pretty fun. It was it was a lot of laughing for me, but it was fun. It's just like how seriously they take these lyrics. This is hilarious. Anyway, I'm done. Anyway, next was Boy Meets Evil. Going into Blood, Sweat, and Tears. That was great. J-Hope, great as usual. I was like, wow, you're a really good dancer. But Blood, Sweat, and Tears was in Korean. Like they did the original version with the dance and stuff. Great. And then, of course, they were like, oh, it's the last song, goodbye, and stuff. And then everyone knows it's not over. So then we had the encore where everyone's like, BTS. B is like completely dark, and we're just like cheering for them to come on, even though we already know it. We're like, we want you. And then they had, they came back on stage in different outfits. So there was the Wings outro, like, you know, the spread my wings. I really like this song a lot, personally. But, yeah, it's the one where they go, like, you know, fly, 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 fly. All the fan involvement, like, you know, we sing along. So J-Hope goes like, I say hi, you say fly. I say fly, you say hi, fly, hi, fly, hi. So that's great, that's great. And then during the, you know, the part where there's like a long break before J-Hope's rap, like easy I guess so, na 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 breaker. Yeah, before that, so they made Rap Buster do the dance this time, and I'll put a video up somewhere. But he did a pretty good job, and then they liked it so much that all of them just like made a formation and did the exact same dance. It was great. It was great. Yeah. So that was really, really good. Everyone was like, oh, even after the concert, like when they were giving their ment, they were like, oh, Namjoon, you did well today. Like that was a really good dance. But yeah, so cute. And then they were like, guys, we have a special present for you. I didn't know about this, but they were like, we have a special present for you. And I was like, this is news to me. It wasn't there in the Korean one, in Korea. And then they were like, okay, so, and then the instrumental starts, and then it was Chi Ase Namida, the Japanese version. And yeah, they made us to sing the whole thing. So Jimin started with Chi Ase Namida, and then we pretty much sang the entire song. So it was great. And then all of them were just like, wow, you guys sing really well. It's like, okay. But it was really fun. Yeah, I guess armies do sing pretty well. So yeah, that was great. And yeah, at the end, J-Hope was like, guys, I want you guys to do Jin's part again, like the amasugite, no mudarkume in Japanese. And he was just like, that's great. Anyway, yeah, and then we had the fan song, Durse. That was in Korean. Yeah, I think there is a Japanese version, but it was in Korean, and then, oh, I mean, Japanese armies did a pretty good job of singing the Korean part, like 괜찮아 하나 둘셋 하면 yeah, all that part. So yeah, and then we had the slogan, and it was just like yeah, yeah, and then of course there was 봄날, my favorite. Oh my gosh, every time this, it's like instant. It's like 봄날, instant tears. I was just like, oh my gosh. I think I have a video of this, but I'll put it up later. But yeah, it was great. There is a Japanese version, but they did the Korean version like usually. And Jimin has a new ad-lib in 봄날. I don't know if any of you've noticed, but in Suga's rap, when he goes like 솔직히 보고 싶은데 이만 너를 지울게, that he says the 이만 너를 지울게, and he goes even, not even higher, but he makes these like, yeah, I don't even know. I was gonna make a video on this later, so I'll make that video and then you can see what I mean. Anyway, and then you know it all, you're my best friend. For that part, Tae and Jin are like, you know, doing all that, you know, all that stuff. And then, like nowadays, Tae always makes like a weird face, and he and Jin just end up laughing, like he just like staring at him or something. So that was interesting. But yeah, with that, the concert ended, unfortunately, and then they all came out and with their dancers and bowed and stuff. And then at the end, you know, so I told you the slogan means like no matter how far we are, like our hearts are always connected. And at the end, Jungkook before they left, Jungkook was like,遠く離れていても, so like even if we're far away, he's like, and then he was like, 心と心はつながっている forever 君と. That's the what is it called? Oh my gosh, wait a second. I was gonna say not today, and then I was gonna say good day, but it's actually for you, the Japanese song for you. So that's na 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 for you. You should listen to it if you haven't. It's a good song. So that what the lyrics mean is the exact same thing as the slogan. So kokoro and maum and heart, same word. So it's like, I was like, oh my gosh, so you actually understand what the slogan means. Great. Of course he understands, but you understand the Japanese too. Yeah. Speaking of the Japanese, it's on point. I was like, guys, I think at this point you might just be better than me. I'm like, guys. Anyway, yeah. Speaking of which, let's move on to the ending speeches. But before that, I wanted to just mention, you know how they, any of you who've been to a concert will know, but they show this like just before the encore, I think, like when they come back on stage for the Wings outro, they show this video, this really emotional video in Korea. It was all in Korean, but here it was in Japanese, so I was able to like read it more and understand it more. But it was like, through the deepest oceans and all the hardest hardships, the boys continue. 7 become 1, and no matter what happens in the world, they continue. And then there was like, 一緒なら笑える. So like, if we are together, we can laugh. And then they kept putting the boys continue, like, shonen ga susumu. Like, the boys go on, like, yeah. I was just like, oh my god. It was just very emotional. I was like, yeah, stay forever. Never leave us. So, yeah, so let's move on to the ending comments. It was pretty great. It was one of the most memorable ending comments, I would say. Okay, so as usual, I can't remember what order they went in, so I'm just gonna go in my usual order. So, Rap Monster. Rap Monster, I can't really remember what all the members said exactly, so I'm just gonna, like, tell you guys what I remember. But he was saying something like, you know, his name turned out to be something super long, like Rap Monster, like he likes mijikai. He likes short names and stuff, but like Namu is his like Japanese nickname kind of. So he was like turned out to be super long, like Rap Monster, and then he said he's like okay at singing, and I'm pretty sure he was gonna say terrible, and then he was like, I'm okay like mama. And then he made, you know, the Miss Right song, like, you're my only girl. Is that even Miss Right? It might be. Anyway, he made a Miss Fukuoka song. Didn't really make any sense at all. And then while he was singing, he was like, I forgot the lyrics in Japanese. And then Suga was just like dying. He was just like, oh my gosh. He's like always like, he's just standing like this all the time. I was like, Suga, stop judging. Stop judging so hard. Yeah, and then he got really shy. He was just like, he always does that. He was just like, why did I do that? Oh my gosh. He's just so cute. Yeah. And then Jin. Oh my gosh. The highlight of this entire evening is this child. This man. Jin made this entire concert for me. Oh my. So I was like looking forward to the heart event a lot because like, I don't know, I really like the giant heart one he did at Saitama, so I was like, oh, I wish I could have gone because Saitama is really close to Tokyo. I don't know why I decided to go to Fukuoka, but I'm glad I did because he was like, you know, saying, Ami, aishiteru, like I love you and all that stuff. And then oh my gosh, he was like, so, I'm just translating all this to English. Like he said all of them said everything in Japanese, but he was just like, when I see you guys, when I see armies, my eyes become like this. And then he was wearing the sunglasses with the hearts on them. Nope. And then, oh my gosh, there's a video of Taehyung literally rolling on the ground in laughter. And everyone else is just like in shock. Everyone was just like, oh my god. It was, the entire stadium was laughing. It was great. And then Jin himself was just like, it was great. You'll see in the fan cam. You'll see how ridiculously amazing it was.
아미 가와이네. 아미 가와이케. 아미 가와이케다. 보쿠노 메가. 보쿠노 메가. 보쿠노 메가 하트네. 우샤라. ちょっと待って。아미 사이 이거.
And then, not to mention that when he went back to Seoul this morning, he was wearing the sunglasses at Incheon Airport. I was like, oh my gosh, can this be any more memorable? Oh, I was like, thanks, Jin. You made this the best concert. Best last concert ever. So, it was a very memorable heart event. 사랑해요. So that was Jin. And then Jimin. Jimin was like, he was like, guys, after this concert is over, I'm gonna go back to Korea. And then everyone was like, oh my gosh. He was like, are you lonely? And everyone was like, yes. And he's like, I'm lonely too. All this he says while using the Fukuoka dialect. Like it's the equivalent of Satori in Korean. He said it with Fukuoka Ben. The people, the audience, dying for it, all over it. I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like when he talks in his Busan Satori versus his normal Korean, it's like, just becomes that much hotter. I was just like, bruh. It's like Jimin is always chosen to do all the dialect stuff. Like if you see even his Osaka stuff, and he's always the one who uses the dialect the most. I don't know why, but it's working. So yeah, he was just like, we'll come back soon to Japan, so like wait for us. And then yeah, at the end he was like, baritsuitoyo, which I think is like the dialect form of like daisuki, which is I love you, like you a lot. That was great. You gotta see the fan cam. Crazy. I've never seen the fans go as crazy as that. Oh my god. That was crazy. I mean, yep, that's the power of dialect. Anyway, yeah. Then J-Hope. J-Hope thanked us for like making their album #1 on the Oricon charts in Japan. So that's like the music charts in Japan. And then he was like, thank you guys for letting me be me all the time, and like for letting me feel all these things during the concert. Like it doesn't really make sense if you translate it, but it's that's what he said in Japanese. And then he was like, he kind of forgot his Japanese. You know, they have like these tiny prompters at the bottom, like that, I mean, have what they're supposed to say written on them. So he forgot shiawase, which is the word for happiness, and he would just like, Amio, mite, mite, mite. And then he looks down at the prompter and he was like, shiawase. It was really cute. It was really cute, but yeah, then they got all shy. But J-Hope's the best. And then this was I guess the second highlight, not highlight. It's like some of these things are so adorable and so like I don't even know how to describe it in English, but it makes you kind of cringe, but you're also like, oh my gosh, it's like fangirl cringing kind of. You're like, oh, this is kind of cringy, kind of, you know. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I mean. Anyway, so V had this whole like role play phone call situation with an army, like with armies. So he was like, he made Suga like call him. He was like, call me. And then the phone rang and he picked up. And then J-Hope made like the do like the line is dead. And then he was like, sorry. And then V was like, Suga, can you do that again? Can you call me again? So called him. There's a fan cam for this too. I'll put the link somewhere. But he was like, hey armies, can you see the moon? And we're just like, no, because we're in a concert stadium. But yeah, he was like, can you see the moon? I'm sitting outside looking at the moon. And just for reference, in Japanese, a really like gentleman-like, old-fashioned romantic way of saying like I like you or I love you is like to say that the moon is pretty, like tsuki ga kirei desu ne. If you say that to somebody, it's kind of like confessing. I don't know. So he was just like, I'm looking at the moon. Tsuki ga kirei desu ne. You don't even know. It's just like the highest level of, this is just too flirty. I was just like, but everyone was just like, oh my gosh, you did not just go there. But yeah, he did. And then he was like, I have something to say to you. And then he was just like gesturing the heart sign to the phone. And he was like, yeah, I've said all there is to say. All that's left is your answer. And then he was like, I'm cutting it. And then he put the phone on. It was funny. It was cute. It was very yeah. Yep. And then Suga and Namjoon were judging him super hard. Like they were both just standing like this behind him while he was making the phone call. He was sitting down on stage and making the phone call. And then he was like, the ending speeches are always hard. I was like, oh, cutie. Thanks for trying. Yeah. But Suga was like, guys, when we did the Red Bullet tour, it was sold out. He said sold out in Japanese English, like soldo auto. I think he forgot the word for sold out, but he was like, sold out back then, sold out now. Yeah. And in Suga's Japanese is actually really cute, like the way he speaks. He was like, minasan, hontou arigatou gozaimasu. Like he's kind of like blurs everything together. He's like, oh, hontou arigatou gozaimasu. Like he speaks kind of, it's cute. It's really cute. And then he's like, he thanked us for being their wings again. And then he was like, oh, mosu, like he was like, it's mosu owari. It's the end of the concert soon. And then he was like, yada. Yada means like, oh no, like that's sad. Like no, I guess it just means no. But it was really cute. Oh my gosh, he was just like, yada. I love it when Yoongi does aegyo. It's just, I love it. It's great. And then he was like, he was wearing glasses. Like nowadays he's always wearing glasses for his ending part of the concert. And then he was just like, arigato. We were just like, oh, you're welcome. We love you. But yeah, basically Japanese like mints and stuff are usually kind of cheesy. Cheesy, that's the word, cheesy. Adorably cheesy. I'm not complaining, but so yeah, not too serious or anything. Like I don't think any of them are ever like cried during a Japanese ment. What are ments in English? I don't know. Ending comments, that's what it is. Ending comments, kind of, yeah. But it doesn't get too heavy. So I mean, it's nice, it's nice. And then Jungkook, I think it was actually last so yeah. So Jungkook was he was like, he always gets really shy when he speaks in like English and Japanese. Like, he's good at languages and he studies really hard, but I think he's a kind of perfectionist, so if it's not like 100%, he's kind of like hesitant to say it. But yeah, he did really well. He said the concert, like, the dome looks like a round sky. And then he was like, studying Japanese has become fun recently. And he started watching a drama. I don't remember the name, or I didn't really understand it, but he started watching some drama, like a Japanese drama. And he learned a word that means like the highest. So he was like, now we aim to be the highest. And yeah, he said some stuff in Fukuoka dialect too. So I think Jungkook and Jimin, maybe because they're from Busan, but they're always chosen for like these dialecty dialogues, and I'm like, not complaining at all. So it's great. But yeah, that was their ending comments. Yeah, that's about it. It was a really great concert. Like, I feel like I did cry a lot, of course, but I wasn't as like insane as the Seoul one, because that was like first concert ever. Oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I'm seeing this live. Oh, I've never heard BTS song live in my life. I did at the fan meeting, but you know what I mean. So this time I was just like, this is great. I was just like looking at all the little details and stuff, so it was great. Yeah. That's why I didn't take many fan cams. And like, the security was actually really tight at Fukuoka. Like, oh, you know what I forgot to talk about? The master names. So when I had a bit of time after I bought the goods on the 24th, and so I started following a lot of these fan sites, like, you know, the fan sites that give us the super HD pictures of BTS. I love them. So they post like, you know, their fans and like their slogans. I'm sure you've seen it. It says like Jungkook, and then at the back in shiny letters, and then the front it's like his face. And they have like this clear plastic fans, like a cheering fan. What are they called? I have no idea. Pickets. I don't know why they're called pickets, but they're called pickets. They have that. And yeah, so they're all fan made, and they were selling it. And I was just like, well, I couldn't buy anything because, of course, as usual, I don't have a bias. So I either have to buy all 7 of them or none. So I just went around to them, and I was just like, thanks for taking such nice pictures, love your pictures, like, total fangirl. But they were just like shocked. They were just like, because no one there was speaking Korean. I told them in Korean, and they were just like, oh, 감사합니다. So I was like, yeah, you guys are the real MVPs. There was kind of like, they were like celebrities, kind of, to me at least. So I was like, yay. There was a really good atmosphere. But yeah, they would like post their location, like they would take a picture, like the master sama, yeah, the fan side masters would take like a random picture and then be like, we are here. And then we'd like, all the armies would be like, okay, so judging from this, you can see the arena in the background, you can see this pole here, so they must be there. And so we'd all like go there and buy the things. It was great. Yeah, security was kind of scary, so every time security came, everyone's just like, ah, la la, nothing going on here, haha. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that was the end of the concert. I'm kind of sad because I don't know when I'll see them live again, but that was fun. It was a fun, yeah. I'll also be leaving Japan in a few weeks actually, so kind of sad, but it was a fun 1 year. Glad I got to see them like 4 times, 5 if you include like the little fan meet in Roppongi. But yeah, thanks for watching my video. I'm pretty sure this was one of the most disorganized experience telling ever. Literally forgot the name of some Bangtan songs. Wow. Must be the post-concert depression is still strong. I mean, I saw them yesterday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need to go deal with myself. But enjoy the fan cams that I took, and then watch the ones that other people took because they're much better. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for always watching all my videos, and hopefully those of you who haven't seen BTS live yet will get to see them And so will I sometime in the future. Please come to America, guys. Or go everywhere that you haven't been before, but they probably won't have a tour next year because they had a tour this year. But waiting for their comeback. Yeah, woohoo! Anyway, see you guys in my next cover tutorial or random video. Yeah. Bye!